Persuasion is something that happens around us all the time. Whether we are trying to convince our friends to let us copy their work, convince our parents to buy us a new phone, or whether politicians are trying to convince us that they are someone you should follow. Persuasion is always happening. But did you know that persuasion is a skill? It's something that we can get better at through practice and training. 2,300 years ago, Aristotle came up with the principle of rhetorical appeals. He argued that there are three different ways that we can persuade people to do what we want them to do. There was ethos, pathos, and logos. These three principles are still employed largely by corporations and politicians today. Ethos. Ethos is all about generating credibility and trust. Its goal is to convince the listener that you are somebody worth listening to, that you know what you are talking about. There are different ways that we can do this. We can cite our sources so that listeners know where we got our information from, and we can use expert testimonials. Logos. Logos is all about logic and appeals to rationality. Its goal is to convince the listener that what you are saying is true and cannot be denied. You can do this by presenting statistics, examples, and facts. Pathos. Pathos is probably the most powerful of the three appeals, but is also probably the most unpredictable. It's all about appealing to human emotions. Its goal is to get the listener to passionately care and feel for what you are saying. This can be done by telling a compelling story, or maybe presenting a striking image. Furthermore, it's important to remember that these three appeals do not have to work in isolation. On the contrary, they work best in combination with each other. A lot of speakers or companies will employ a combination of the three in order to be most persuasive. For example, let's take a look at this poster here. The goal of this poster is to convince people to stop smoking. If you look at the top, you will notice logos. Through statistics and facts, the poster is convincing you that it's a logical choice to give up smoking. The majority of the poster is taken up by pathos. There's a very striking image with a very powerful claim. It makes you feel scared to continue to smoke. Finally, at the bottom you see ethos. By citing two credible sources, the poster gives a sense of authority, as if it is something to be believed. So, to wrap up, there are many different ways that we can be persuasive, and by practicing these skills and employing these techniques, we can get better at it.